Hello, folks. It's Georgia here. I am making an official introduction, and it is December 19th, 2025. I tried to do a live on Facebook, which I don't do often and I haven't done in a long time. So I've resorted to just doing this on my MacBook camera. So if the quality is not great, why am I doing this? Just to get comfortable going on camera. And I suppose just if this were a live, what I really wanted to do was see who showed up. And I guess I can't do that if I'm just recording it like this. And India's probably coming downstairs. But yeah, much of what I'm thinking about is good things to come, the unknown, but also being very, very aware of what's happening in my world right now. And it's never a dull moment, but I like the dull moments actually these days. I've got to give a lot of thanks and gratitude to Spirit and how Spirit has worked in my life. And all the things that I've learned in 2025. It's been a year that has been challenging, just like any other year, but the difference is in how I'm meeting those challenges. So that's one side of it. The other side of it is being able to value myself, value my gifts, value my energy, my peace, my ability to be 100% in the moment. And part of this getting back into being on camera and showing myself and speaking has to do a lot with listening listening to myself and listening to directions I'm being given that are coming through me, that lead me into opportunities or place me in a settled state so that I can make decisions or at least have choices for myself. So 2025 has been great, but I don't really want to talk about just 2025, everything that happened in 2025. To me, I would much rather just riff as I usually do I'm a planner to an extent until it gets too cerebral, and then I dash the plan and go with what's happening here. So it's Friday evening. I've had a very interesting day, and my intention really was to set up a camera so that I could paint and not show my face, and talk about whatever came to mind as I painted. But I spent the day decluttering and organizing art materials and putting things away, and I did make a loose promise to myself to use the next month to talk about each of the 20 artworks on paper that I have exhibiting right now at the Robert McLaughlin Gallery. And coming down, or at least the last day, is January 11th. And so I think it's fair to be able to talk about each of the pieces, or some of the pieces, or the 3 series within the body of work there. Talking about being very present and feeling what's happening in the moment. I want to express how these paintings all came in that way. Last year, well, actually at the beginning of 2025, I sought to just start doing more watercolor and daily painting, or at least every other day, just get into it more along with all the other things I do. And as usual, I take excerpts from my journals, my journaling. I take dreams, which I think is the most exciting part of making these pieces. A lot of them are based on my dreams and visions that I have different times in the year. And this year it was really it was very much a reflexive kind of and reflective kind of practice, studio practice, you could say. I took the time to connect to some item before I painted each piece, or most pieces, or I used the pieces themselves as a prompt, a visual prompt to begin, or I would read my journaling excerpt of my dream and hold perhaps a rose quartz or carnelian or something else, some other crystal or stone, and try to feel through what comes to me through my senses. And that's what I put on the page as I paint. So the piece I want to talk about a little bit is called Jumping Timelines. And you may or may not know that I don't title, like almost none of my pieces are titled prior to painting them. I have to create the piece, or I create the piece, I sit with it, I contemplate it. I might even move to a different art form as a response to that painting. Like I might write something after I've painted it, or I might speak to it, or just sit silently with it and observe it, look at it. And sometimes a immediate title or words come. Sometimes it's an emotion, a feeling, or a thought or a remembrance sensation of something I passed through in that day, and sometimes that just gets revealed in the piece automatically without a title. But yeah, so jumping timelines, when you look at it, it's these really rich, watery, spheres that sort of play with midground, foreground, background, and they're sort of just swirling in and out of each other. And they have such a wonderful three-dimensionality to them as they float and they're interacting, and it really reminds me of how I have moved through my practice, sometimes intentionally and other times I'm just led to this thing or led to that thing. So jumping timelines is sort of this concept. As a matter of fact, I was looking it up earlier, and I'm going to look at it again. But it's like a manifestation, sort of. It's a concept of being elsewhere, transporting yourself somewhere else to experience something that you're not experiencing in the moment. So I have a great imagination. I'm definitely a dreamer. And so those dreams that I write about and recite into my phone once I wake up so that I can get it in there, because I don't always remember them. It leaves me with an essence, and that essence sparks my imagination to start thinking of other things or looking out or being aware of other things that might attach to the dream in my waking state. And sometimes it happens, and it leads me to meet someone who has an interest in something that I do, or I ask a question, or I discover something, and I think I sort of found a way to just do it automatically, follow that original message, whether that message comes in a song that I hear at a particular time in the day, a thought that passes through my mind that I happen to catch. So I'm always looking for relationships, and I think jumping timelines, the painting itself has that sort of exciting, vibrant purples, oranges, greens that really have a beautiful dynamic together, those colors. And I believe actually this was the curator's favorite of the collection. And so for me, I am continuously imagining myself in different places, and the more I do it, the more I believe I can do it. Like, imagine myself, my future self, in a different place. And in many cases it has happened. Sometimes I think I just call that intuition, and sometimes I am fully aware that it is a plan, that spirit is guiding me, directing me, and helping me to jump those timelines. So I think the piece is an exciting one, and I'd love for you to go and see it. All these works are for sale. There's not much time left to look at the whole collection together, and I expect to continue to talk about these works and how much they speak to how I built my own life up from being in a place of feeling lack, feeling broken, and passing through an experience that was not easy and still has residual impact. But I use that as my charge to keep moving forward and keep jumping those timelines. So yeah, I'm going to stop here. This was long enough, almost 15 minutes. So yeah, I really want to capture all of the works and just some random thoughts about how they came about. And I love feedback, so hopefully I'll get to hear something from you. But seeing as we're in the Christmas season, as they say, Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever, happy holidays, season's greetings, whatever you call it, a break. For me, it is literally just a reset. It is to reflect on all that I have done over the year and be thankful. And I love being in solitude. It's empowering. It opens up my mind, and it allows me to release things that need to be released as I move into the new year. Because, trust me, this one is going to be a really, really spectacular one.